Okay, what we have discussed in last class. So I gave you this question and I asked you to find the stress on this transverse cut. Transverse cut means along the cross section at 90-degree. Non-transverse cut, that means along the cross section at certain angle. Okay, so we found how to find the stresses on this cut, but I asked you to find the stresses on this inclined cut or non-transverse cut. So have you done it? I hope किसी ने नहीं किया होगा. So anyone who wants to prove me wrong, किसी ने किया है तो he should tell me. Okay, so as expected, so no one has done this question. So it's easy. How you need to solve it for the non-transverse cut? Now see, the question is, there is a bar, it is having a 60 kilonewton of force, area is given to us, and we just need to find the stress. Is simple question. So what we have to do, we just need to draw this cross section. Since we need to find the stresses on this plane, let me change that color in order to differentiate. Okay, we need to find the stress on this red plane or inclined plane, which is making an angle of 4 by 3. Okay, so angle is given to us 4 by 3. So it's like this. This is 4, this is 3. So which relationship should I use? Okay, this is triangle basically. This is 4, this is 3. Now I need to find this angle. So which relationship should I use? Come on. कौन सा relationship I should use for this? Sin theta, cos
Sir,
theta, tan theta.
sir, tan theta, sir.
Exactly. So tan theta is equals to perpendicular over base. और ये हमें पता होता है कि थीटा के सामने is always perpendicular, so this will be 4 by 3. This will be, so I have got the values. So this is 4 by 3 and this will become 53.13. Okay, so theta is 53.13 degrees. So this means this value is given to us. Now yesterday, or not yesterday, in last class, if you remember, I told you that whenever you cut a section, okay, whenever you cut a section, so you will be having two forces. जिस तरह यहाँ पर मैंने आपको बताया था, whenever you cut a section, you will be having two forces, one normal force, which will be perpendicular to the plane, and another force will be parallel force, which shear force, which is parallel to the plane, and then finally the resultant force. Okay. So these two forces will also be there whenever you cut a section. So we will be having a normal force which will be perpendicular to the plane, जिसको हम n से कहेंगे. Okay, and then another force will be the shear force which will be parallel to the plane, जिसको हम v से denote करते हैं. So these two forces will be there, and obviously there will be a resultant force, जिसको हम r से कहते हैं. Now you just need to use the relationships. कौन से relationship use करने हैं? Now see, this and this angle are opposite. So if this is theta, so this will also be theta. And we know that, okay, theta is equals to 53.13 degree. So what will be this angle? Hello. What will
So
be
90
this
minus
angle?
theta. 90 minus theta.
90 minus theta. So this will be 53.13 minus 90 minus 53.13. So this will be 36.87. Okay, so this is 36.87. Now tell me, if I want to find this n normal force, so how will I find it? Simple resolution of forces, n is equals to nx, or nx is equals to n cos theta. Okay, cos theta. So because this is the normal force n, this is n, yeah, जिसको हम p कहते हैं, okay, name it p. So n will be equals to p cos theta. Okay, it's just a game of notation. So this is force p, this is the horizontal component of force, which is n, this is vertical component of force, which is v. So you need to find n, which will be equals to p cos theta, and p is given to us, that is 60 kilonewton, and cos theta is given to us 36.87 degree. Okay, and this will give us 48 kilonewton, and v is equals to again p sin theta, simple. So p is what? It's 60 sin 36.87, and this will give us 30 kilonewton or 36 kilonewton. Okay, so this is 36 kilonewton. So now force is given to us. हमें पता है कि normal stress is equals to normal force divided by area, and shear stress is equals to shear force divided by area. So this is denoted with sigma, and this is denoted with star. So this is what we know. Now we know the force. What should be the area? How should I find the area? Okay, if you read the statement, the cross section is given to us 10 millimeter and width is 60 millimeter. So how should I find this area? See, no answers. I don't know what is problem with you guys. Are you getting it or not? 78, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am getting it, sir.
Why don't you respond?
Sir, I think, sir, the
So
area must be, sir, equals to 60 multiplied 10, sir.
142, are you there? 142 है, 142.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me, how should I find the area of this inclined plane? Acha, the area which is given to us, it is like this. ओके, जो हमें एरिया गिवन है वो इस पार्ट का गिवन है, स्क्वायर शेप. But you see, we need to find the area of this inclined shape. क्योंकि हमें स्ट्रेस इज इंक्लाइन पे फाइंड करना है. नाउ टेल मी कि हाउ शुड आई find the relationship between these two. I don't know where is the problem. Now look at this. अब यहाँ से समझने की कोशिश करें. Okay, now this is the transverse cut. इसको मैं कहता हूँ AT. This is non-transverse cut, so this is simple A. Okay. So if I want to draw the triangle, so triangle किस तरह बनेगा? This is transverse cut, this is non-transverse A. Okay. And what is the relationship between these two? We have got the angle. Angle is 4/3. So these two triangles are similar. Now you just need to compare these two triangles. So AT divided by 4 is equals to, so this will be 5. If this is 4, this is 3, this is 5. Okay, Pythagoras theorem. So this will be A by 5. Now AT is equals to 4 by 5A, something like this. And now we know the AT. Okay, AT हमें पता है कितना है, which is given to us, that is 10 into 60. Okay, AT is 10 into 60, so this is 600 mm square is equals to 4 by 5 A. So A किस तरह में find कैसे करेंगे? Just cross multiply, divide by 4. So this is equals to 4 पंचों 150. So this is equals to 5 15 75 750 millimeter square. So this is the value of A. Now we have got the force. So sigma is equals to 48 divided by 750. So this will give you the shear normal stress. And tau is equals to V divided by A, and V is 36 divided by 750, and this will give you the shear stress. Okay, my point here to just make you understand is, जिस plane पे you need to find the stress, okay, उस plane का area use करेंगे. It's not like that the area is given to us in the statement, हम वही area use करें, because this area is for this transverse cut, not for non-transverse. Okay, so we need to find the relationship. तो इस वजह से obviously हमें physically, if you want to see, थोड़ा सी आपको 3D image दिखाऊं. So this is the 3D image. Okay, this is the transverse area, this is non-transverse area. So physically we can figure out if inclined plane का area should be more than this orthogonal plane. Okay, so physically we can see, and mathematically we also computed जो ट्रांसवर्स प्लेन का एरिया था वो था 600 मिलीमीटर स्क्वायर, एंड नॉन ट्रांसवर्स का था 750 मिलीमीटर स्क्वायर. सो दिस इज हाउ वी कैन कंप्यूट द स्ट्रेसेस ऑन एनी प्लेन. Okay, in this course we will be always doing this thing. Inclined plane पे we will be finding the maximum normal force, maximum shear force, shear stresses, and all these things. This was just a trailer. Okay, I just want to give you the flavor what extra we are going to learn in this subject, strength of materials too. Okay, the things are very easy. तभी मैंने कहा था you just need to memorize, or you just need to recall the things which you have studied in strength of materials 1 and engineering mechanics, because many times we will be using the resolution of forces, और जिस तरह हमने ये एंगल ट्रांसफर की है, so multiple times we will be using these concepts. Okay, if you are not able to understand these concepts, I will explain you. Okay, not in detail, but at least in such a way that you should be able to solve the questions. So this is how we find the stresses. Okay, so the solution is also given to you. You just need to repeat it. If you are again unable to understand, you can ask me. So leave these things for a while, because I will explain in my further classes. Okay, so what's the difference between stress and pressure? What is the difference between stress and pressure?
Sir, internal
See,
and pressure is external force है pressure और stress
L 25 और तमाम बताया पुट 25 122.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
pressure is external while the stress is internal force.
Tell me the difference between stress and pressure.
Sir, pressure is the external force and stress is the internal resistance force to the pressure.
Okay, it's not a force per unit area, and stress is resistance to that force per unit area. Okay, so this is one is external, one is internal. So when you apply the force on an area, so this is pressure and the resistance offered by the material, so that is the stress. So pressure is defined as the external force per unit area applied to an object in a direction of perpendicular to the surface. Okay. Naturally, the pressure can cause a stress inside an object. Stress is the property of body under the load and it is related to internal forces. Okay. Stress is basically the resistance offered by the material or something else which uh, try to encounter the pressure which is coming from the top. So now, what is strain? Strain chai.
So
Okay,
it is
it's
the
simple.
deformation occurred.
Unit length. Okay, it's a deformation per unit length or elongation per unit length. Obviously, so if you are going to stretch body, so it will or it may increase its length. It's not necessary it will, it may, okay, it may not. So if it is increasing its length or decreasing its length, so that deformation per unit length is known as the strain. So this is dimensional less quantity. So normally positive strain is referred with tension, okay, because it gets the body elongated, and the negative is referred to the compression strain because it shortens the body. So now there are further two types. One is nominal strain or engineering strain and one is true strain. इसका क्या मतलब है? What is the nominal strain? What is true strain? इस चीज को समझने के लिए you need to see this video. This is the experimental setup, okay, in which a bar is placed in UTM. So now we are applying the force and tension, and you can also see this graph. If you are able to understand this graph, so you can also understand the material properties and the technical terminologies related to this curve. Now look at this experiment. Okay, now see the force is being applied in a tensile manner and it is trying to refer on this curve. Now just focus on this part of the figure. After some point, when the load reaches to its peak, So you will see a kind of a deformation over this area. इसको technical terms में necking कहते हैं. It's a necking. Okay, now the cross-sectional area over this portion is being reduced. If you observe this. Now look at the cross-section of this area. So it is being reduced. इसको कहते हैं necking. And after some time, the fracture appears. Now try to understand the difference between nominal strain or true strain. When you divide the force with original cross-sectional area of this bar, that is the engineering strain. And we know that after some time, the cross-section is reduced. When you try to divide the force with reduced cross-sectional area or the final cross-sectional area, so that is the true strain. And true strain is always higher because area gets reduced here. Area chota hoga, so strain will be obviously higher. And stress will also be higher. So this is, you just need to understand this test very carefully. आपने किया है लैब में ये टेस्ट किया है आपने? Have you done this test or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so normally यहाँ पर हमें सिर्फ fracture load मिलता है. The machine which we have got in the laboratory, so we just get the fracture load or the peak load or the failure load. Okay, but this curve is important. Now I will ask as many questions related to this curve. So this is simple tension test on which stress is plotted on y-axis and strains are plotted on x-axis. So this is the behavior of ductile material. So up to this point, material will yield, and after some time the material will failure. So up to blue region, this is linear area. So in linear area, Hooke's law follows, and the Hooke's law is stress is directly proportional to strain. And this green curve shows a non-linear area, okay, where the stress is function of strain. So this part we will be covering at the end of this course. Only few lectures are there which are dedicated to this non-linear area or the non-elastic behavior of materials. So we will be covering this topic in last 7 to 8 lectures. Okay. So now this test, okay, this is the typical stress strain diagram of a material, ductile material. Now try to understand, this is very, very important. So I told you that after some point, up to this point, this proportional limit, okay, up to proportional limit, this line is linear, or this region is called linear region. And from this region, the Hooke's law is obeyed, and Hooke's law is equals to stress is directly proportional to strain. Okay, but stress is directly proportional to strain, but we have got a factor which is known as modulus of elasticity. So modulus of elasticity, basically it's a kind of a stiffness. Okay, this provides this तरह. So we have got two different materials. We have got rubber, steel and concrete. Okay, these three different materials are there. So obviously stress will directly proportional to the strain, but the stiffness of this rubber will be different. Stiffness of steel will be different and stiffness of concrete will be different. Okay? Based on their stiffness, the material will deform. Now just tell me which one is strong among these three materials. Which one is strong? Concrete, steel and rubber. Yes, which one is strong among these three materials?
Sir, steel.
Yes, steel, and then
Sir, then rubber.
Sir, concrete.
then
Concrete.
concrete, then rubber. Okay. Acha, now I will be telling you what's the difference between strong, what is difference between hard and strong. ठीक है, strength कैसे होते हैं? So just try to focus on next few slides. So this is very the important parameter, the linear region, modulus of elasticity. Sometimes the stiffness is also referred as modulus of elasticity. Okay, so this is the linear region. After some time, the material starts yielding, as I showed you in this curve. Okay, after some time, the material starts yielding. So this is known as yield point, and the corresponding stress will be yield stress. Up to this point, this is the elastic region. Elastic region किसे कहते हैं? Elastic region is the region when you unload the object or when you release the forces, the material will be bounce back to its original position. Okay, that is the elastic region or elasticity of the material. So from this point, if you release the material, so it will bounce back to its original position. It will not show any deformation. After this point, after yield stress, your material starts yielding, and that region is known as plastic region. Okay, just now look at this test. So now see, the material starts yielding. So this is now the material is in plastic region, and if you see, after this plastic region, again material regains its strength. When the material regains its strength after yield point, so this is known as strain hardening region. Okay, see, यहाँ पर material fail होना शुरू हुआ, but after some point the material again starts getting its strength. So this is known as strength hardening region. So now you can see this from this point. This is the continual curve. Okay, this point the material again starts gaining its strength, or this is known as strain hardening region. So when you again load this object, so obviously at certain point the material starts failing. So from where the material starts failing, so that is known as the ultimate strength or the total strength or the ultimate point, and the corresponding stress is known as ultimate stress. And after some time when the necking appears, जिस तरह मैंने आपको दिखाया कि जैसे एक कर्व पीक पे गया, and after that you see now the necking start appearing. जैसे necking appear होगी तो obviously this curve will be declining towards the failure, and after some point the material will fail. So you see after this point the material starts failing because the necking appears, and you will see the fracture in that material. So these points are, now you must understand linear region क्या होता है, elastic region क्या होता है, plastic region क्या होता है, what is the strain hardening, what is necking. And now from this point you need to understand the concept of true stress or strain or engineering stress. अब हमें पता है from this point cross section area reduce होना शुरू हो जाता है when you use that area in order to calculate the stress, because if the area is less stresses will be higher. So यहाँ से जैसे कि हमें पता है कि cross section area gets reduced, if you want to compute the stresses from this point, so stresses will be higher. So that is why we see this is the true stress, because the stresses are higher. And similar, the strains are also higher. But engineering stress या engineering strain किसे कहते हैं? When you are using the same cross section जो original किसी material का था. So obviously in such case you will get this curve. So this is the ideal curve. Okay, जब भी हम ये curve देखते हैं, so this is the ideal curve. This is the actual curve. The dotted line you see, this is the actual curve and this is the ideal curve. Now some descriptions are written. How will you define the proportional limit? Just read it by yourself. What is the modulus of elasticity? So it's a ratio of stress to strain. Elastic limit, I told you, when you release or the elastic limit is the limit beyond which the material will no longer back to its original shape. क्योंकि if you stress the object from beyond this point, so उसमें क्या हो जाएगा, yield start हो जाएगा. Okay, उसमें permanent state start होना शुरू हो जाएगा. So इस वजह से material will not bounce back to its original position. So it will show you some deformations. Now yield point is the point at which the material will have an appreciable elongation or yielding without an increasing the load. So this is yield point. So these are the material's properties related to stress strain diagram. So I showed you the stress diagram. So I have summarized the definitions. Okay, these are just the keywords. If you know these keywords, you will be able to understand these properties. So strength is capacity for higher stress or ultimate stress. If a material has capacity to take higher stresses, so that is known as strength. Stiffness is extent to which an object resists deformation. So जिस तरह मैंने कर्व में आपको बताया, up to this point, up to this proportional limit, okay, the material is able to resist the deformation, क्योंकि उसके बाद yielding start होना शुरू हो जाती है. So this is the stiffness, the ability of an object or material to up to which it resists the deformation. This is the stiffness. Now what is toughness? Toughness is the capacity for energy absorption. It's the area under the stress strain curve. So that is the toughness. For example, now again look here. Now the area under the stress strain curve. So this represents the toughness. Resilience, its capacity for deforming elastically. Okay, area under the elastic region. If you calculate the area under this region, let me highlight this portion. So this is the elastic region. So see the area under this. So this is known as resilience. Area under the elastic region. Ductility. Ductility is capacity for high deformation, or if a material is capable to take higher strains or higher deformation, just like steel, so that is known as ductility. Brittlity, obviously the opposite of ductility, if the material is if the capacity of material is to take the lower deformation, so that is the brittleness. So you need to remember these properties. Now sometimes the material will not have the obvious yield point, just like glass, just like concrete. Okay, in materials का yield point obvious नहीं होता. जिस तरह I showed you in the experiment. Just a minute. I showed you in this experiment. Now क्योंकि this is mild steel, so we can see this yield point. हम yield point इसका देख सकते हैं. But sometimes we deal with certain materials for that the yield point is not obvious. जिस तरह glass हो गया, जिस तरह we've got the material concrete. Okay, in such cases, if you want to find the yield point or yield stress, you need to apply this method, and the method is known as 0.2% offset method. Okay, so that is 0.2% offset method. इसमें हम क्या करते हैं? This is the curve. Okay, this is the smooth curve, the black line. If you see this firm line, not dotted line, just focus on this firm line. So this is the smooth curve. So you will not be having a clear yield point. So in order to find the yield point in such material, so what we do, ये 0.2, so horizontal represents the strain and vertical is the stress. So 0.2% strain पे what we do, we draw a line parallel to this curve. Okay, so जहां पर ये line intersect करती है curve को, उस point को हम कहते हैं yield point, and the corresponding strength is known as yield strength. Okay, this method is adopted for those materials in which the yield point is not obvious. Okay, so for such materials what we do, we use 0.2% offset method. Got it or not? Yes or no?
सर रिपीट करते थोड़ा सर.
Okay, so have you got these definitions? Strength किसे कहते हैं, stiffness किसे कहते हैं, toughness किसे कहते हैं, resilience, ductility, brittleness?
Yes sir.
Okay, now कभी कभी जिस तरह मैंने कहा कि if you are having if you are dealing with the material just like glass or concrete, so for because they are the brittle materials, okay, concrete and glass are the brittle materials, इसका मतलब ये है कि they will show you the sudden failure. Okay, they will not show you the deformations. Apply the load, it will just break after certain point. Okay, it will not show you the sign of failure. So for such case, if you want to find the yield point of, क्योंकि हमें पता करना चाहते हैं कि after which point the material starts yielding or material starts to set to the permanent deformation. So for such cases what we do, we use 0.2% offset method. 0.2% offset method में क्या करते हैं, 0.2% is strain. Okay, this horizontal line is strain. इस strain से 0.002 strain से what we do, we draw a parallel line. कर्व के साथ हम एक पैरेलल लाइन बनाते हैं. सो वेयर दिस पैरेलल लाइन इंटरसेक्ट्स टू द कर्व, जहां पर ये कर्व को इंटरसेक्ट करेगी, so that point is known as the yield point and the corresponding strength is known as the yield strength. So this is the function of 0.2% offset method, and this is only applicable when the yield point is not obvious. So strain hardening, I told you, after yield stress, suddenly the material regains its strength, so that is known as work hardening or strain hardening. And the residual strain, we know that something which is stored in a body when you remove the loading. For example, जिस तरह हमारे पास पेन होती है ना, पेन में स्प्रिंग है. If you stretch this spring, if you stretch the spring beyond the elastic limit, it will not go back to its original position, क्योंकि उसमें वो strain रह जाती है. So that remaining strain, not the okay. So the strain which gets stored, that stored strain, basically it's known as the residual strain. Similar is the case with residual stress. Okay, leave this thing. Okay, now we have got the working stress or allowable stress. इसका क्या मतलब है? वर्किंग स्ट्रेस कैसे कहते हैं?
सर शायद कि कोई ऐसा मटेरियल जो स्ट्रेस के साथ ही काम करे या जिसके ऊपर स्ट्रेस हो हम उसे यूज करें.
दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. अब जब मैं सिंपल वर्ड्स में समझाता हूँ, अगर किसी मटेरियल की, फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज स्टील, ओके, नाउ दिस इज द यील्ड पॉइंट, and yield point, for example, it is 50 KSI. So 50 KSI, हमें पता है कि 50 KSI के बाद this will start yielding. So what we do, हम इसकी कैपेसिटी को, when we design something, So we apply the factor of safety. So हम कहते हैं कि यार working stress should be, and I am applying the factor of safety as 2, so that means 25 megapascal. So this is my working stress. The actual capacity of material is 50. Okay, but मैं जब डिज़ाइन कर रहा हूँ, when I am going to design a building or design a structure or design a component, I am just designing at 25 MPa. इसका मतलब ये क्या हुआ कि I am at or I am introducing a safety margin in my design. The actual capacity is 50, but मैं design 25 पे कर रहा हूँ using this material. So that means obviously I am at the more at the safety, and this will save our structure. So this is the working stress. When you divide the yield strength with factor of safety, or when you divide the ultimate strength with factor of safety, so that is the working stress. अब now the question is, ये factor of safety हमें कहाँ से पता चलेगा? Which value should we use for the factor of safety? So these values are to be taken from the building codes. Okay, so building codes will tell us okay, which value should I use for the materials. Now we have got the shear strength. Linear strength तो हमें पता है. Now what is the shear strength? See, you have studied all these things in strength of materials 1, and again you are not able to respond to me regarding the definitions. Okay, who has got the maximum GPA in your class? Who has got the maximum GPA in your class? (161) CR है on the.
Yes, sir.
Who has got the maximum GPA in your class?
Sir, Wahidullah and Tariq.
Tell me their roll number.
Sir, 18133.
181 गिर गया.
जी sir.
181, are you there?
Wahidullah Pulpur.
Yes, 181. Okay, you have got the maximum GPA. I am continuously asking few questions, but nobody is responding. Just tell me the difference between linear strain and shear strain. One eight one. I'm asking you.
In linear strain, the body expands in the linear, like in the length, but in the shear stress, it's like the torsion. No,
No,
like
it's not
one
like
piece,
the
one piece goes down and the one piece goes up, like the we cut with the scissor.
It's not like this. Everyone, I have uploaded the slide. Everyone, please go through these slides. 137, please mute your mic. So please just give a repeat to these things, because these things are very important. Subject पढ़ी आया हो, even you are not able to answer these simple questions. Okay, let's continue tomorrow. Thank you.